Oh, hi. Welcome back to your unemployed friend on a random Tuesday. I made this little video last week where I just quite unexpectedly went round to Somerset House and spent the day going to exhibitions. Quite impromptu, that's not what I was planning to do that day. And trying out cafes and hanging out in this really cool bookshop, which I am gonna gatekeep, by the way. And I was just having a think, oh, what do I want to do today? Answer was go to a workout class, go potter around at the Tate Britain members room, which is really gorgeous. Do some editing work there. And if that doesn't give you your unemployed friend on a random Tuesday, I don't know what does. So I thought I'd take you along, make this a little series, show you what I enjoy doing in London when I'm son's child. And I think to take Britain, and I don't think I'm going to go there today, but I am going to give this away. It's Hello in Vauxhall for lunch. Oh my god, the best focaccia sandwiches, but not today. So let's go. Let's turn this around. Let's pack our bags and get going.
I'm ashamed to admit how long I've been sitting on some of this rug footage.
This is the outfit. Oh, let's not. Let's get out of the house. This is the outfit. Laundry, Castle Editions bag, vintage shirt, Uniqlo jeans and shoes. Never more unemployed friend outfit. Let's go to Pilates. I just ran around like a complete maniac on Kings Road, desperately trying to find Pilates socks because I could only see one of mine. Yes, I did. For some reason, it smells like bread. Actually, maybe it smells like coffee. Fun fact, when I first came to London when I was 16, I stayed in a hotel over there. Pilates was great. Wondering why the hell I even showered this morning. Slow Monday Juice Club. My legs are burning. Mission accomplished. If that doesn't give you unemployed friend on Tuesdays. Really need a new spatula. Change of plan, it's too late to go to the Tate, so I'm just going to perch at Watch House.
whoever's on that register.
Obviously, it's the end of the day. I'm just making up a cup of tea. That's we're going for something I brought back from Portugal. I have no idea how you even say this in Portuguese, in English. I think I do know how to say it in Portuguese. I think today wasn't as much an unemployed day, but thanks for spending it with me. I think tomorrow I'm going to take my kid to the National Portrait Gallery and see the Taylor Wessing Photo Prize. I bet you I'll be very underwhelmed with it. If you don't know, I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I do have a photography degree, and more often than not, I'm jealous of the cool things people are doing, but not necessarily of their work. I think a lot of people are very boring, if I'm honest. Oops, I said it. Yeah, I'll see what I think. And I've got a membership for the portrait gallery, so we'll probably go for a coffee at not the members room, but sort of the members room. I love a members room. Makes me feel so bougie. My kid's got such a hard life in London. Yeah, and I think that's it for today. I think I'm gonna get some content done for tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about it. And then go to bed. What art exhibition should I go to next Unemployment Tuesday? Let me know. Anything you're enjoying? Alright. Comment, like, subscribe. Bye.
Floor 2.
I've just gotten back from town. It's day 2 of your unemployed friend, except today I had my kid in tow. And 2 people really pissed me off. Like, this woman at the exhibition, she was like, oh, well, let me tell you a secret. If you're quiet, you can see more. Which, don't get me wrong, like, I don't disagree with her. And at the time, I didn't say anything. But, bitch, nobody in here is more bothered about my screaming child at, like, an exhibition, a photography exhibition. It's also like documentary photography, so it's like the Taylor Wessing thing, which, to be honest, I found quite uninspiring. I feel like everyone in there was exhibiting, most people were like middle-aged, and I feel like it reflected that. If the topics weren't anything new, they were about like immigrants or wars or LGBTQ plus people, which, like, don't get me wrong, all of those things are really important, and I'm so glad they have a space. But equally, tell me a different story, like tell me something in a fresh voice that I haven't seen before. So that's my 2 cents on it. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh, these people are doing cool things, but then I'm also equally just bored by their work. That was a really beautiful picture of like 2 older gay men embracing. I did think that was quite beautiful. I suppose that's maybe somewhat new. I don't think people speak about like sexuality like when you're older and how you experience that. I suppose Marianne Keyes kind of does that in her book My Favourite Mistake, which I listened to a little while ago, and I enjoyed that. So yeah, that's what I did. And then we had the coffee at the Larry's thing downstairs, because it's kind of like restaurant members club, and it's so cute. It's so cute in there. And to, you know, just add on to that unemployed friend, now we go to yoga. So yeah, thanks for spending unemployed friend days on a Tuesday with me, even though today is a Wednesday. Also, some guy was like, I was trying to get out of the tube and I was waiting for the light to go green because it was a wider gate. And some guy was like, can I get through? And I'm like, excuse me, I'm with like my child. Like, this is what the white gate is for. I mean, I didn't say that. I just said right after I get through. Like, what is people's deal? Like, and this thing of like mothers and especially women, but I think especially mothers, that they want us to make us small. I was like, no, hon, I'm taking up space. Please peace off. And I don't think it was just a period rage, because I think today's out in full force. But like, bitch, I'm just waiting for the thing to go green. Like, what's the rush? We all have somewhere to be. I guess my point is, and there's so much like sad stories being portrayed in these exhibitions. It's almost like we get off on that like sad vulnerability, and I feel like in the current climate of the world, like we know it's going to shit. It's almost rebel to portray joy. Oh hi, it's future me. I've been editing this video and I guess I just want to have a bit of a chat about the exhibition. Obviously I shared some of my opinions and it's been a few days and I've had a little bit of time to reformulate or reword some of my thoughts, and I guess I just wanted to expand on that because I don't want things to be misconstrued. I don't want to get cancelled before I even started, and I think we allowed an opinion and we can have a productive discourse about the arts world, which when it comes to big galleries and the things that fund it are a little bit problematic at times, and I think we all know that. Where do I even start? So this Taylor Wessing exhibition, I went to see it, and considering this is like meant to be like a showcase of some of the best portraits of the year that was submitted, a showcase for some of the most interesting stories that are out there, I left feeling pretty uninspired. There was a handful of pictures that were very beautiful and visually strong, but as a whole, I think for the most of it, a lot of the image felt like a supporting image, not a strong standalone picture, not a sort of blurb for what the project is about. Like, without context, those pictures fail to tell a story almost. Very few told a story just on their own. Obviously, the only thing you kind of have available is the title. And then also, like, there was no picture that I left that I sort of saw and really sort of evoked a feeling in me. Like, for instance, today I was out and about and I went into this Oxfam bookshop and I picked up this really random photography book and I had to flick through that. Even before I knew what it was about, I didn't really know what it was about, but something in me felt something, like I connected with it. And then I had a little look at the back and it was taking me like Siberia and Argentina, and it said it was about longing and displacement regarding home, which I then understood why it resonated with me, but I felt something looking at these pictures and I didn't feel anything kind of like that when looking at the Taylor Wessing pictures. And I think the other thing I sort of have a problem with is the fact that it seems to be portraying very similar stories in very similar manners over and over again. And I think there's a bit of like vulnerability porn going on in this, if you get what I'm saying. I think there's kind of like 4 main categories that these sort of like peoples or situations fall into, and they're usually people that sit on the fringes of society. So be immigrants, poverty, war zones, and like queer people. And on one hand, I'm really happy that these people are having their voice heard, they're being seen, they're having space in major galleries. And obviously it's needed because we're not at peace, not everybody's got the same rights. We need these voices being heard. But equally, I'm allowed to feel uninspired by the work itself, like the aesthetics. And kind of following on from that, I also feel like a lot of the time these stories of these groups of people are portrayed in very similar manners. We all know what like a poor zone in Europe looks like because they all oftentimes portrayed in a very similar manner. I wonder if that's the problem with photography, is that in theory it documents the truth. And we're not even touching on like how stage photography, even documentary photography, can be. So if photography is documenting the truth, and it documents it in similar manners time and time again, isn't it kind of perpetuating certain stereotypes about certain groups of people? Is there a bit of a problem of speaking for others? So these are all questions I have. I think there were some really beautiful images. Honestly, I think maybe I should put them on the screen. But overall, those are sort of my thoughts. I left feeling uninspired. There was nothing that like evoked a feeling. I'm like, oh my God, I feel something. There were some aesthetically strong pictures. There were some not so interesting pictures. But for the most of it, I kind of did think that a lot of these pictures felt like they were part of a bigger project, but they felt like supporting images in the project. Nothing that could stand. Nothing that could stand super duper well on its own. But then equally, I say all of this fully knowing that there's probably work out there that I'd enjoy more, but then I'd complain. That's all made by boring white middle-aged man. Not because I think they're better at photography, but these are oftentimes the people that have the money or the time, or they have the time because they've had the money and they're not in care jobs. And, you know, we're entering the part of the year that women are not paid anymore per se, and they just have more time to practice that artistic practices. Yeah, so there's probably work out there that I would enjoy more, but then I complain it's all done by a white man, and that the arts world, especially photography, has not moved on with the times. So equally, whatever you do, you'll get criticised. So at the end of the day, galleries can't fucking win. Those are my sort of thoughts. But then equally, I say all of this and I'm like, do we just have like higher expectations for like women and people that have been marginalised, whatever that group is? Do we have high expectations for them when it comes to storytelling? Like, the standards are higher than they would have been if they were just a white guy. Didn't love the work. Glad voices are being heard. Those two thoughts can coexist. I hope that makes sense. And if you're wondering, Maz, what the hell? Why are you being so critical about this bloody photography exhibition? Well, because I am a wanky ass student and I did indeed study photography. So, probably have a credential or two to comment on this. Maybe one day I'll show you my old work. All right, let me know what you think. Did you see this exhibition? Do you have an opinion on anything I say? But please keep it respectful. We allow different opinions, so long as we can justify them. Maybe not everything, but we all allow different opinions on art exhibitions. Okay, love you, bye.